Hello indie game fans, a group of indie and smaller developers and publishers came together in June as the Guerrilla Collective and held a digital event over 3 days, showcasing even more great games to come. While it is August now, here's part 1 of my picks of the best upcoming titles shown off which have not yet been released, beginning with the Souls-like boss rush title, Elder's Souls. A familiar one to fans of the channel, the pixel art in this is simply fantastic, and this trailer shows off some of the upgrade options and abilities and does seem like Hyperlight Drifter crossed with Fury.
Welcome to Purgatory, the land of lost souls, the realms of madness. Does anyone have what it takes to survive the nightmares of this realm and open the doors of insanity? Join our hero riding his mighty steed on a quest of redemption. Monstrosities and damnation stand in their way, armed with sword, shield, and mystical cards. No defense, just attack. They will carve a path of merciless terror through their enemies. Whoa. I mean, we just started. Let's try that again.
From the interface, some of you may sigh that Doors of Insanity is yet another roguelite deck builder, but I do love the art style of developer One Shark, which is represented rather nicely here. Try to escape Purgatory through summoning allies, slinging spells and defeating enemies. The deck building aspect is interesting since it allows you to permanently add one card to your deck per run, and I'm curious to see if this will push the genre forward.
Entourage and give respect to beings of infinite powers. Hey, what a cool story. Using a new powerful deck of defense cards, you will block, parry, and riposte your way to victory. Oh, not again. Were heroes always this fragile? Strap yourself in. Again? Summon a 1940s boy band. No! I'm gonna be honest, this is not going the way we wanted it to. Okay, come on. Alright, next hero. More meat for the grinder. In a world where everyone dies and hope is futile. Yes! Alright! Good card choices, excellent equipment. Okay, solid tactics. We got this. We have our hero. Now, let's swing open the doors of insanity. Where no sword is too big, armor too thick, ally too obnoxious. In this totally awesome game that you should definitely buy.
This is the story of a little juggler's girl. Trapped in her life, she wanted to see the world. Alone. And, oops, not quite alone. Careful, Abby. Careful where you flee. The world has worse on offer than the skin of your knee.
I've had my eye on A Juggler's Tale for a little while, but for some reason, the earlier trailers were not as impressive, so I have held off until now. A puzzle platformer where everything in the world is a string puppet, this could lead to some interesting mechanics which I'm interested in.
As much as I wish that it weren't so, the way things are the way things go. You dared to dream. You dared to find your voice. That you now hear yourself scream is your own damn choice. I'm all you've got in this forsaken land. So hold back and trust in your narrator's hand.
Mentioned 30XX a couple of times now, but I'll leave you to the developer of this roguelite platformer.
Hi, Chris from the 30XX team here. Today we're going to talk about the game's deuteragonist, Ace, the War Relic. 1,000 years have passed, and Ace is back with some new tricks. Ace's style system gives him a wide array of new techniques that he can weave together for fluid movement and devastating combos. His styles include attacks, defenses, and movement tech, so Ace has an answer to pretty much any sticky situation. For example, with the Dolomite link here, Ace can launch himself onto enemies, exploding and getting a jump boost. While he's airborne, he can't be hurt by enemy touch damage, so he can always find a safe landing. It also works on stage objects. With his Zen Ascent here, Ace has a flaming uppercut that he can use in midair for a little bit of extra height, and his Raijin call lets him call down the lightning from above and then shoot it right back out. Unlike Nina's energy, Ace's style bar recharges quickly, so you don't really have to worry about conserving energy. Ace's new systems have been a ton of fun to build, and I hope you're as excited to try them out as I've been designing them. For more info, check out the Discord and Steam page info in the end slate. Thank you so much for watching. Stay home, stay safe, and play video games.
The dungeon crawling, dating sim, boyfriend dungeon is a very interesting mix of genres, so of course I'm curious.
I'll make this quick.
I'm not the biggest fighting game player, but Corrupt should at least provide an alternative, so we'll see how the community takes to it.
Watermark slash. I hope you're ready for this.
One adorable looking life sim title is the feline-centric Calico.
When my day begins with you.
Tasked with rebuilding the town's cat cafe, there are all sorts of fuzzy and furry critters to befriend with a wonderful watercolor art style.
When you've got me.
Always interested in these sorts of management games, so it gets on my list.
If you're down and need a friend.
Your brother was lost thanks to the deceit and treachery of your enemies. Now, the weight of your bloodline lies on your shoulders. Be thankful to your enemies, for they teach you the ways to power. You must learn the ways of commerce and combat, but never fight with swords when a dagger will do. Keep your enemies close. The first step in avoiding the trap is knowing it is there. Real strategy requires cunning. Remember that, and your dynasty will rule this land through the ages.
Crusader Kings III comes with an asterisk since this is from noted strategy game developer Paradox, but the sequel to the beloved grand strategy game from 2012 is big news for fans, and perhaps a good launching pad for new players to get into the series. I'm a lapsed fan of the very darkly humoured webcomic Cyanide and Happiness, so it does warm my heart to see their foray into games, with the adventure game Freakpocalypse being of interest. Play as a high school outcast as he navigates daily life with the trademark humour and art style, which is just excellent. If you know me, of course the main selling point of Don't Forget Me is the pixel art, But this adventure game set in a cyberpunk world has an interesting premise where you explore your client's memories using keywords, where a government conspiracy is at the heart of it all. Think Her Story mixed with Tales of the Neon Sea and you get the idea. The style oozing from, and do excuse me if I pronounce this wrong, Idonoyami has me fascinated since this cyberpunk hack-and-slash platformer looks great with the addition of Japanese-inspired elements. The action looks sleek and stylish as you and your dog go on a quest to save the world. Another one covered before, El Hijo, A Wild West Tale, is an adorable and beautiful looking stealth title where you play as a young boy on a quest to look for his mother. There's no violence here, with the developers wanting to capture the feeling of being a mischievous child, but with visuals like that, of course I'm in.
Ronnie O'Neill. He's been a thorn in my side. And now he says he wants to cut a deal. He doesn't know what's coming. But first, let's go back to the beginning. A week ago, I got into Chicago. And as soon as I did, I started handing out my calling card.
If you told me that the minds behind Doom would make a strategy title where you ran the mob, I would have been a little skeptical, but nonetheless, Empire of Sin is what we are getting. Set in Prohibition-era Chicago in the 1920s, rise to the level of boss and manage your mobsters in a bid to grab power. Interesting looking strategic elements, even if this is a romanticized concept of the criminal underworld.
Now he thinks he's got me pegged. He ain't got nothing. What he doesn't know is I've been making deals all around town, and I got just enough cops to look the other way. Those who work with me are afraid of nothing. I almost feel bad for the guy. He's just a step on my way to the top. But if it wasn't me taking him down, it'd be somebody else. Think you got what it takes? Come and get it.
A title which caught my eye from the showcase is the free-roaming Exo One, where you play as an alien spacecraft and go on a journey through time and space. The physics in this look particularly fun, allowing you to transform into a ball and to roll on surfaces to gain momentum. And this is in the same vein of games like Yugo and Flower to some extent. This one got me excited since Almighty Kill Your Gods is a third-person action game where you have to hunt down gigantic creatures and gods, literally ripping them limb from limb and using the parts to build your settlement. Of course, the Monster Hunter vibes are here, but perhaps this may be more accessible and one more competitor in the space isn't a bad thing, taking the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos and I will see you after the jump.